Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Childhood Confessions. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an old time listener, I love you so much. In fact, you are the reason I do what I do. Now, this is episode 8 of Childhood Confessions, and it is titled Trying to Start Over. There will be a lot of gist in this episode, so stick with me to find out what we are going to be talking about. And if you've not listened to episode 7, go and listen to episode 7 because it flows right into episode 8. Now, when my mom asked me which school I wanted to go, it felt strange. For the first time, my opinion actually mattered. And I knew one thing for sure. I didn't want to go back to that school. I wanted a fresh start. At that point, my mom had some money, not too much, but enough to send me to a decent school. So for once, I had options. But the truth is, I didn't even know what to look out for. I didn't know what made a good or bad school. My mom left the decision of what school to go in my hands. I was just a child trying to choose a new life, and somehow I let myself be influenced. Most of my friends from church were always talking about this particular school. It was owned by one of our church members, and a lot of children in school were going there. So it sounded like that place was the place to be. If I'm being honest, I think I just wanted to belong. So I told my mom that the school I wanted to go was that school. And she said, okay, if that's what you want. And that was it. I wrote the common entrance, I passed, and I got in. Now, this school was very different from what I was used to. It wasn't a rich kid school. It was just a normal school, average families, some even struggling. Everybody was just trying to survive, and fees were low, around 18,000 naira, maybe 23,000 naira for first terms with books. And the classrooms, they were full. Benches, different chairs, not very structured, but strangely, I felt more comfortable. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I actually belonged somewhere. Not like I suddenly had best friends or a lot of friends, but at least I had people I could talk to and people who could relate to some of my struggles. I wasn't completely alone. Academically, I started off really well. I came from a strong primary school, so I already had good foundation. So in this new environment, I stood out. At the end of the term, I came second position in my class. That was like mad now. My teachers liked me. I was one of the smart ones. And for a moment, it felt like my fresh start was actually working. But that didn't last. As time went on, I started to notice something. School wasn't very structured. We had classes, yes, but not all the teachers showed up. Some would skip class completely. Some would come in, and you could tell that they didn't really know what they were doing. And the students, everybody was just doing their own thing, playing, making noise, shouting. Nobody really cared. There was no push, there was no motivation, no system that made you want to do better. And slowly I started slipping from second position. Guess where I moved to? I moved to position sixth position, and I stayed there for a while. Then one term, I came ninth. And the truth is, I knew I wasn't doing well. I wasn't reading for tests. I wasn't preparing for exams. I was just going to school to exist, to play, just to make noise. After school, we trek home in groups, laughing, stopping along the way, just enjoying ourselves, if that was even any form of enjoyment. Then I'll get home, my mom would not be at home. I'll literally sleep or do nothing serious. That became a routine, and it showed. It showed the day my result came out and I got ninth position. That day, you know the kind of day when your parents went out and then that was the day you were supposed to come back with your result and they didn't come back till like night. And my mom asked when she got back, she was like, what position did you get? And you already know that you're in trouble. You already know that you are dead. Like they're going to kill you. And I brought out my result. When she looked at it, she said nine. You moved from second to sixth. I did not talk. Now night. That night, Nasha car. Like the beat she come off my body. I was severely beaten. You know that kind of night beating that they have already locked the door. There's no running, there's no escaping. She beat me well, the kind of beating that was supposed to reset your brain. I was literally shaking. But even with that, nothing really changed immediately because the environment was still the same. And I had already gotten used to that lifestyle. So I stayed in that school from JSS1 to JSS3. And by the time that I got to JSS3, I was doing terribly academically. I had gone backwards, especially in subjects like mathematics. I didn't know any math any longer. It was like everything I knew before, I had lost it. I was out of practice, I was out of discipline, I was out of structure. And looking back now, I realized something. It's not enough to have potential because potential is fragile. If you're in an environment that doesn't challenge you, that doesn't guide you, that doesn't stretch you, you can slowly become a version of yourself you did not even know existed or you don't even recognize. The scary part is it doesn't happen all at once. So it happens quietly, little by little, until one day you just look at yourself and you realize you didn't lose your ability, you just lost direction. Now, this happens to a lot of us. We just find ourselves in places that doesn't motivate us any longer, so we just draw back. That was exactly my story. I stayed in that school till Jesus 3 when I told my mom, no, I can't stay here any longer. So in the next episode, I'll be telling you about how I moved from that school. Or what happened next? What do you think happened next? Did my mom change my school? Or did she not? Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. If you stay till the end, you are the real OG. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for always sharing in this dream. And you can always share your anonymous childhood messages. When was that time that you got a bad position that your parents did shake you come up for your body? Come to my comments, come to my DM, and just let me know. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to get latest updates. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with me till the end. And have a beautiful midweek. Bye.